speaker. And she wowed me and has challenged me. So this morning, along with the Women's Day service, we thought that we would make a presentation to women that have served, you can call it one of the wow factors in the community, and that community being our church. And these women have dedicated themselves, within the various umbrellas that the church has. And most times, they get a thank you from a few, but we know a little acknowledgement goes a long way. So that being said, we'd like to just acknowledge 6 women that we think that have done, a superb job in growing our church. Now, the first lady we would like to acknowledge is, Aunt Betty and I have a special name for her. We refer to her as Miss Better Late Than Never. This is a lady that she never says no. I can give her name. She never says no to anything you ask her to do, albeit jumping over the moon, and I'm pretty sure she will say yes. So the Sunday school, all the time when we do a little thing, asks her to make these weird things, at the last minute, or sometimes we tell her before. If we tell her that we need it for 11 o'clock, you can be sure you will get it at 11:05. Nevertheless, you will get it. She is very artistic and she's very innovative. And that lady is Miss Patrice Amy, who does so much for us. Oh, and she's also our puppet lady. She does a lot of work on Saturdays with the children with regards to that.
Good morning, church, once again. As already said by my co-chairperson, there are many women in this church that make this church happen. We've talked about the wow factor. This is a lady strong in spirit through many challenges, a woman of many talents, mother, grandmother, a rock for many people, who is accustomed to multitasking as a former housekeeper of aerial sands. Mrs. Frances Baker is a convicted woman of God who takes pride in doing and giving of her best for Christ Church. We value her as a loyal guild member and a member of the banquet refreshment team. Miss Baker, we will come to you. The next young woman is a stalwart, faithful choir mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, and is an old-fashioned grandmother in every sense of the word. She, in her quiet manner, has dedicated herself for caring for all the knitting of the church for many years. She's also on a refreshment committee, and she takes great pride in cleaning our bras. Mrs. Eunice Richardson.
The next individual we'd like to honor she reminds me of my grandmother, very caring, very supportive. She supports the Sunday school, and she was, at one time, the captain of the Boys and Girls Brigade that was held here at the church. She is dedicated to the choir, and she has been for many, many years. And one quick story about this lady, my first encounter with her, well, face-to-face with her, which was last Christmas. I decided Tiffany said that I need to sing with the choir for last Christmas, so I did. And one night when we got to practice, I was sitting beside this lady, and I coughed. I did a little cough, and she looked at me. Then I did a little cough again. I looked down, and there were 3 recorders on my lap. And she said, "You can't get sick now." This lady is Miss Hilda Simon.
The last lady whom we're about to honor is a well-dressed young lady, strong-willed. She and I have the same birthday, so you know what that means. She is determined. If she tells you to sit, you sit. If she says she wants ABC, you give it to her. This young lady dresses as well as her art of creating flowers. Christ Church will never be the same without this young lady's talent, her willingness to serve at a drop of the hat, her willingness to be the leader of the Flower Guild. And just as I came in yesterday to look around, I said, wow, we need to encourage this group of ladies to be mentors for young women, young girls coming along, and to share their impeccable talents for flower arranging. She is none other than our own Mrs. Brenna Eve. Thank you to all our wow ladies for everything that you do to continue.
All right, we have one other lady that we would like to acknowledge, and she is, again, a strong supporter of our Sunday school. She's quite dependable. You can always call on her to assist with any arm of the church. And we have and she's a little bit bossy, but you need, you do need people like her, at various times as you get nothing done. So when you want something done, she will come to assist, but you can be well advised. You will be bossed around. Just do it. She has been a warden for many years now, and she does a lot behind the scene where it is necessary. I know one thing she does quite well is if anyone has to come in to do anything that's outside while the service is going on, she always makes sure that they're in here, they're on time, they're not holding up the service. She runs back and forth. She should do the 24th of May. She's had enough experience since I've been here. And this lady is none other than Miss Jan Swan.
Church, it's my awesome task to give the word of thanks. As I was sitting there, those who know me think, Lord, that's hard for her to sit still that long. But of course I had a little pen to make little notes. I am left speechless. When I had the brainwave, because I knew, my colleague in crime, Ms. Woods and Ms. Swan Woods had the brainwave, I said, Lord, we're running short, we need time. Time isn't there for us, let's think. We heard Nishante add to Princess that the line is his breakfast. And just out of the blue, a thought came to me. Wow, she would be a powerful speaker. Little did I know what we were in store for. Women, what you're working with. I shut my eyes for a few minutes and thought I was in Spelman or one of my universities in England, and I was partaking of a lecture, Sociology 100-something, talking about the role of women in the world. Then I thought, she could be one of those expensive speakers, consultants, that our government likes to bring in. I was really saying, wow. Then I sat back and thought, as she expounded on her theme this morning, I said, Lord, you have a way of telling us things. And when I woke up this morning, I said, Satan, you're a lie. We're ready for this Woman's Day. Mentally, you are deranged, but somehow, Lord, you're going to get it all together for me. When Jan came in the house, she said, it's Woman's Day. I said, yeah, I know. I'll get there. But I had a few things to get in order first, because you got to do things at home before you can come out and parade. What she shared this morning was a lesson and a blessing for all of us. Sometimes we want to be women on certain fronts. Oh, I want to be the servant. One of the things my mother left with me, before you step out, have your bed made, your house cleaned, and by all means, and it's something I still do up to today, my food for Sundays has to be cooked. You don't know how you're coming back. You know how you leave the house, you don't know what you're coming back to. And you can't be going back, Miss Prissy, and everything's upside down. You don't know who's going to knock on your door and say, listen, I stopped by today because I just wanted to stay and say hello. You've got to have something over. You can't be that woman, the big-time worker, education, banker, who goes to work on Monday morning with an evil spirit. Because one, you're not organized. Two, you haven't come with the right spirit. I know, and my staff know, I can be something on wheels someday because I'm tired. I'm frustrated because things aren't going right. But you have to step back and say, let go and let God. Everything is not going to go our way. And you don't know what the second person is bearing. So we have to say, think what you're working with and think about others. What are they bearing? What are they working with? And when she talked about the woman in the community, the educator, I was right at her. And I thought, how does this little package do so much? And when I saw her this morning, she said, I'm nervous. I said, you don't know how I feel. But listening to her, all my shoulders were lifted. The anxiety lifted. Because as I sat there thinking, you've got skills. Don't give up. Keep plodding on. And when you see other sisters in the church who are down and you know they've got potential, encourage them. Keep them keeping on. We've talked about being a companion to a male, a husband, wife, whatever, an educator. We talked about your job. We've talked about the community. And I can say at Christ Church, we're truly blessed because so many of our members willingly step in. I think of our young men who do the car service. That was the brainstorm of a gentleman. He said, Matthews, what do you think? I said, I can't think, I'm tired. But then I came back, yes, you can think. He's offering his talents to do something. You saw our young girls dancing. You saw our puppet ministry. There's so many, and I can go on and on, but I won't, because I've got something else to do in this food of witness. But I'd like to say at this time, this service, this Women's Day, has been a result of togetherness. It's not been about a whole pile of meetings. I don't believe in a whole pile of meetings. I'm one of these people who delegate, but I can say I've been truly blessed by a partner who just steps in. You don't have to, I didn't have to say, Rashida, will you? Matthews, I've got it. No phone calls made, no emails. I've got your back. And that's called teamwork. Aunt Betty, don't worry about it. I've got the prayer breakfast, the seminar, which we haven't held. And Brother Hugo, thank you, was an awesome seminar. Thanks for all your help in getting our speaker. Brother Glenn, awesome togetherness of a combined choir. Our choir looks beautiful. Let's give them a round of applause. Yes, Mr. Gerald, he said he had a birthday and he forgot. But that happens when you get up in years. And I'd like to say to our caterer, stand the man, we can always count on you. Grace, I knew even though it was last minute, you wouldn't let us down. At this time, I'd just like to say to Ms. Shanti, as I heard your words and they poured into my spirit, we never know what the Lord has in store for us. As I chuckled with Karen and said, you know what? She may be led to join the ministry. Her words were powerful. As you leave this sanctuary today, let go, let God, and reflect on her 4 powerful statements. Take time out of your busy week to read Proverbs 31. Stay blessed. Stand.